Well. Good morning, YouTube. Unfortunately, we didn't go live today. I don't stream on weekends, but I was super excited, so I had to come with video to let everybody know who's been asking in the streams and asking me on Twitter. The new features on Propfinder is officially live to the public. So again, make sure you go to this website. Is it right here? Go to this website. Use this code to get 30% off of your subscription. But everybody been asking, so I just wanted to go over both new features and show you kind of how they work if you haven't been in a live stream. Because again, I'm gonna make sure the cuzzo's straight. So the two new features is batting order matchups and hit rate matrix. Matrix. You get the point, right? We'll talk about them both. But batting order matchups first. So if you've been in the stream, you know that this is a new way that they've added to identify pitcher's weakness. You can see the pitcher, the splits, anywhere it's green at. So what they did was they isolated anybody with a 250 ISO who give up a lot of power to any part of the 9-man batting order. And when you see it, it'll highlight, right? So like Cade Gibson, he has a weakness to the first batter where he give up that 250 ISO. And you can just see everything else, but you can identify different people. You also got Trevor Williams, right-handed pitcher. He has a weakness to the 4th, 6th, and 8th based on the power that he gives up to those spots in the lineup. A 276 ISO to the 4th batter, 209 to the 6th, 222 to the 8th. But you also can use this even if it's not lit up green. You can still see where he give up a lot of something at to a spot. And these are to help you identify home runs, hits, by looking at like what the batting average he allowed to him, RBIs, doubles, things of that nature. So at the bottom, before the lineup is confirmed, where you see not confirmed, you're going to see the players, and the initial split batting order it'll have it is where it has its most at-bats at for the season. You can also click it now, and you can see batting first, he got 221 at-bats, CJ do. And he got 1 at-bat at 8th. Those are the only 2 spots he's batted at this year, right? So before the lineups are confirmed, it'll just show you where it'll be where they have the most at-bats at. So let's just say that we do know that it is CJ Abram, which is most likely going to be. Knowing that Cade Gibson has a 375 slugger, a 250 ISO, and a triple he's given up to that batting order, to that first spot with the 250 ISO power. You can also see CJ Abram, 271 batting average, 475 slugger, 204 ISO, 9 homers, 14 doubles, 3 triples, 22 RBIs with a 811 OPS when he bats at the first spot. So if that is where he at, those are 2 that sync together, and you can see bounce off of it. Now, that's when the lineup isn't confirmed. When the lineup is confirmed, like this game, it'll say confirmed. It'll put the batters in order with that spot. And when the lineup is actually confirmed, not only will it highlight up top the batting order spots that's weak to the pitcher, it's going to go ahead and highlight the actual batter in that spot, so you don't even have to worry about guessing no more. Once the lineup is confirmed, it know that Singer has a 4th, 5th, and 8th spot weakness. So guess what it did? 4, 5, and 8. It's lit up in the batting, and they're in their exact batting order, and it tells you what their stats look like at where they're batting at today. Unless I don't see one. Unless you see somebody, sometimes it'll say a different one. That's because they've never bat where they're going to be at today once it was confirmed. But you don't see it often. But now, this wasn't in the live streams when I was just testing it for y'all. Now it'll light up the batters. So if you've already looked at lines and you see people you like, if they in these sweet spots, those are more of a reason to take them. If you want to take this approach and just go at them. Now, what you can do is, let's say Riley Green, right? Excuse me, y'all, my allergies is going crazy. Singer give up a 613 slugger, 387 ISO, 3 homers, 7 RBIs to the 4th spot, right? Riley Green it has a 240 ISO, 9 homers, 8 doubles, 29 RBIs at that same spot. When you identify like that, if you want to start from this screen first instead of going to home run matchups, click Riley Green. What it'll do is it'll take you right to his stats to see if it goes in your favor, which we know if you've been in the streams enough, when you see double greens for these last 15 at bats, EV and barrel, it's a given, right? Not only that, something I learned in the stream is, say you want to do this, like let's say here where the lineup isn't confirmed yet, right? You can do this. Batting first. Okay, down here, who got the most at bats at first? Okay, it might be him. Click on Ian Happ. Click this little heart to save it up here, right? So, fourth. Who got the fourth? Bush. I'm not looking at nothing. I'm just saving him. He don't got no lines because ain't no heart. Let's come over here. Fourth spot. Let's see who got the most at bats at fourth. Horwitz. Oh, he don't got a line right now. Six. Let's see if we can get somebody at the sixth spot. Hayes. He has a line. Seventh. Fam. Let's just say Fam. He don't got a line. Somebody else had a seventh. Frazier. Okay, he don't got a line. So say you did it that way, right? You go through the whole slate and just get to identifying the weak spots, even without the lineups confirmed. What you do is after that is just go up to this heart of the ones you saved because you done saved all the sweet spots off the picture. Go here. Now you got these people in a spot where you can click on them. You remember them. Now I can look and see if it makes sense in your metrics and your logs to see if I want to keep you. Okay, boom. Hayes, let's see. You know what I'm saying? So now I can identify and just specifically look at the players in weak spots. So take that approach as well if you want, where you going backwards. This also is a way to line shop. You can just look. If I click Bet365, this two-man is 6,900. 4,000 on Caesar. 5,900 on so that's another thing. Yeah, so if you want to go through the slate and just highlight all the people until it's confirmed and just highlight those players and then come back and just look at all the players who gonna be in a sweet spot and then click on them to see if it makes sense. So it is official for y'all. Y'all go crazy on that. It is under MLB cheat sheets. And then on the left where you got all your tabs, or sometimes it might be on top, batting order metrics, matchups. That's how you can identify the weaknesses on defense now. The other feature is hit rate, whatever that is. This is actually on all of them. It's under research, WNBA, you can do it, NBA, you can do it. And what it does is, this is highlighting it. So let's say total bases, right? You can have all the games shown or go individual games. So let's just pick a game. You can go off last 5, last 10 for the season, head to head, which I never really use head to head in baseball because the pitcher's always changing. But let's say last 5 games. It'll tell you what their line is, their batting average to the pitcher hand they're going against, and basically how many times they've hit it. Now, if you notice, you see like reds, bright reds, greens, bright greens. The odds itself, like say this minus 170, that has a implied probability. Minus 170 has a probability which made it minus 170 to hit, whatever that is, 60%, 65, whatever. The hit rate, 3 out of 5, if it's green, the probability of his actual hit rate, if it's higher than the implied probability of the odds, it'll be green. The brighter the green, the bigger the difference is from his actual hit rate to the probability of the odds. Same with red. If it's red, the probability of that you've hit it is lower than the implied probability of the line. If it's bright red, it's way lower than the implied probability. You've hit it, let's say 1 out of 5. That's 20%. That's a 20% hit rate. If you got it at plus 100, which is 50% chance of hitting, you are under the implied probability of the odds. So you would have been red, if that makes sense. So you can use this for total bases, hits, run, RBIs. You can see their hit rates in however many games you choose. But not only that, you see the odds of what it is. So let's say Pete Crow, right? His line is 1.5. So for 2 hit, run, RBIs, his line is minus 115. That's a little lower than 50%. But look, he done did it 6 out of his last 10 games. That's 60%. So because his hit rate is 60%, the probability of it hitting it by the odds is less than 50. It's highlighting to you have value there. So look at it like that. The brighter the green, the more value you got. So when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at stuff like this, where I'm seeing green and plus money, plus 115. Oh, minus 115, I'm tripping, y'all. That's a little higher than 50%. It's not 60, but it's higher than 50. My bad. Plus 115 is lower than 50%. But his hit rate is 50%. So because his hit rate is higher than the probability of it hitting it by the odds, it's value there. So look at it like that. The brighter the green, the more value you're getting. The probability that he has hit it is higher than what the probability of them saying he'll hit it today is. So go crazy with this. RBIs, you can see the same thing. And I just pick one game. I'm going to go to all games. So stuff like this. And you can, look, you can filter by what you're trying to see. So let's say 2, where the most value at. Pete Alonso, 2 RBIs is plus 360. He has a 50% hit rate. Plus 360 is in the 20 or 30%. You get where I'm going with that? So definitely use this to find trends if you're looking at just a hit rates alone, or use this to find value where you're looking for bright green spots and plus money, however you want to use it. But they're both, between this and batting order matchups, is 2 features that you guys, I feel like, can make a lot of money with. We'll go more on about this in future Twitch live streams. By the way, make sure in the description, everything, again, the website to this, where I go live at, everything is in the description with all promo codes to save you guys some money. Support the channel, subscribe, like. Let's get to 5K subs on YouTube. We'll be at 4,300. Let's actually put this back up. Let's go ahead and hit this sub goal of 100 subs on Twitch. Help me, help you. Love y'all. See y'all Monday.